I had a Butterfinger for the first time for when you're talking about having peanut butter cups. I had a Butterfinger, and that thing lit my face on fire. It was so good.
Stone cold. That's what he asked me about. Like he asked all these nutrition questions, and he was like super interactive with it. He was super on board. He's like, all right, I'm going to cut back on, on some of these foods, and I'm going to add in some of this. And then he was like, I got a question for you. And I thought it was going to be like something like, like what kind of fat should I eat or something? He's like, how do you cut back on Butterfingers? And I was like, Steve, I'm like, that's a great question, and I don't have the knowledge to be able to help you with that.
They're so good.
I was like, those things are pretty damn good, but they do get all over the place though. You can't eat them in the car or watching a movie. Even you have chocolate all over you.
It's where I don't care. It's worth it. They're so good.
It's really crumbly.
Yeah.
Bart Simpson was a huge fan.
Yeah, and I still love The Simpsons. So it makes sense.
He was like their main endorser.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to eat Snickers all the time.
Snickers is
It's been so long since I've had one.
So now that we're talking about this, we have to have it because that's just the way the things work. But there's new Snickers bars out with almond butter. There's an almond butter one. So they've had the almond ones for a long time.
Oh man!
But then they made like peanut butter ones, which are really good. But now they made almond butter ones. I'm like, fake peanut butter is like one of the greatest inventions in the history of the world. And fake almond butter, that's probably really good.
I'm starting to salivate.
It's not fair to other candy now.
I know.
Oh my god.
Snickers really is great.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's bullshit though when they moved to like the king size Snickers and they divided it up
into two. That makes no sense.
Oh, they killed you because then
it's not the same size.
It's not nearly as satisfying. And then it's also it's split in two. It's smaller.
Yeah.
Because there's a space there.
Yeah. They did that shit on purpose. They think we're stupid.
They think we didn't notice that. Dude, we're not having that. I don't know if they still make them, but they had Snickers like protein bars for a little while.
I remember that.
They just basically like added a little which is brilliant. That's great.
Snickers ice cream bars are actually really good too.
Creamy almond butter.
69 cents?
Yeah, that's a deal.
Oh, well, that makes sense. What am I talking about?
200 calories?
Oh, I could have 8 of those, only 1,600 calories. Not a problem. Still in a deficit of calories for the day.
We're all switching to flexible.
Flexible dieting today.
I can honestly see how that would fit into a program, yeah. Post workout.
I like that he's trying to
this would be great post workout, right?
It would be a great post workout snack. Isn't this the wrong thing to be talking about for the
Well, since when is almond butter bad? I don't understand. Chocolate is considered not terrible.
So they make one like that too. That's peanut butter too. So peanut butter and we gotta compare flavors and stuff.
Yeah.
But wait, so you mentioned fake peanut butter. Are you telling me that for all these years it's been fake peanut butter? Or am I tripping?
It's like a peanut butter convection or something. It's powdered or something like that. Yeah.
They can't release the information. They'd have to kill everybody.
Well,
wow.
What we'll do is we'll just eat a bunch of these, and when Paul Saladino's in town, we'll just have him run our blood work or read our blood work, and then so that way it's for the podcast.
I got some
blood, for science.
I got some blood work done recently, and it was like right after I lifted in here, which you're not really supposed to do, and you're supposed to be fasted, but I don't ever listen to the rules. I'm always like, you know what? I get my blood work done frequently. I'm just going to get it done whatever way that I am. And for that particular day, I lifted, and then I had like a post-workout shake that had like some carbs in it. And I can't even remember that. I should bring in the numbers. They're like off the charts. Like it looks so dangerous. My my glucose and everything is just like way off. But I had a post-workout shake that had like 100 grams of carbs in it or something like that. And everybody I think just understands, like I just go to the beat of my own drum. I just kind of end up doing some stuff that's just a little bit different. But I kind of feel like I need to. But anyway, kind of the point is like you want to just like do. You don't want to like aim and then wait and then shoot. You want to aim and shoot almost simultaneously. You want to have the action, because if you wake up in the morning and you're like, man, it's really snowing out really bad. Should I go to the gym? The answer is no, you shouldn't. You should get back in the covers, man. And you should you should, snuggle with your girlfriend or whatever and wake up 2 hours later and eat some pancakes. That's going to be the answer, right? You're going to kind of talk yourself out of it. And I think, an important thing to just kind of always understand is there's always going to be that friction. And if you just decide and act almost at the same time, it's hard, because how do you do it? How do you all of a sudden know how to do a certain hold in jiu-jitsu? It's not because you don't know how to do it because you practice it so many times it's ingrained into your body. That's actually kind of you partially do. But what actually really happens is you recognize you're the only one in the room that doesn't know how to do it. And then all of a sudden it starts to really sink in. You're like, this guy's got me in this lock for the last 4 weeks in a row. And you're frustrated. You might even like cry over stuff like this. Like sometimes this stuff matters to us a lot and you get like emotional. You're super frustrated. Like then all of a sudden you're rolling with somebody and it happens. And you're like, whoa, where did that come from? And it's the same thing with when you're a kid and you're the only kid that can't swim. Now all of a sudden you're swimming. It wasn't because the instructor just kept showing you and showing you and showing you and showing you. A lot of times that's not when it clicks. It clicks out of like scarcity. You get scared that you're the only one that doesn't understand how to do this. So, as you're trying to develop these habits, realize that you can write these things down and you can plan them out and you can do all these things, but you have to act on them. You have to act on them and you have to play tricks on yourself to get them to actually happen. Part of the reason why I get here at 4 a.m. is because by 4:30, I'm already 30 minutes into a workout. I like tricked myself into doing it. Now I love fitness and I love to train. So training doesn't really matter that much. But like when it comes to like running and doing like cardio stuff, I don't like doing it, but I've been tricking myself into doing it. So make sure that you're trying to aim and shoot kind of at the same time.
There's Andrew, I told you about the book, The 5-Second Rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you about it too.
It's what is her name?
Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins. Yeah. She's great.
That's like it's a legit concept that you were just talking about.
Yeah.
If same example, you're in bed, you wake up and you start thinking too much, right? Like, oh, I should go. You'll probably not go. Mm-hmm. But if you get up and you legit just like step on the floor and start walking, you're gonna go. If there's a
Juggernaut.
Yeah. Exactly. Juggernaut.
We'll come back to that. I have to tell everybody what happened.
I'm so curious.
Yeah.
But like that has been something that has helped me out so much. I mean, it's not like I'm perfect with it all the time. I will sometimes catch myself in my head, but I've found that like if I can just go and just like not think and just go and do the things I got to do without thinking about it, things are so much easier.
Yeah.
To just get done and do, and that in itself becomes a habit. Just doing things becomes a habit if you can build that. So
yeah, or even just kind of like I don't want to say set the bar too low, but like I'm just gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna walk on the treadmill and just get warmed up and then move around a little bit, stretch out, and then
that's an excellent point. That's an excellent trick. Is like convince yourself that it's not going to be that bad,
right?
And then it's going to get horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, deep down inside, it's going to, at some point, someone else will trick you into doing more work or you'll trick yourself into doing more, but just get yourself there.
Real quick. So we had a quick photo shoot set up for Mark, and it was when Charity Witt was here. Oh. And it was just before Mark was going to Bodega Bay to have his dopamine fast. And it was like, we had everything set up. We just like, okay, we got to grab Mark. And then like that's it. Like, 10 seconds.
I got pulled into a bunch of stuff too. I think before we did a podcast too, right? I think that same day. And they already kind of asked a bunch more of me than was scheduled. And the podcast got over with. And
yeah, so again, it's not like Mark wasn't doing anything. So I'm definitely not saying he was lazy or anything like that. But it was probably my favorite thing that's happened at this gym, at this location. Like, so much so that I text Mark right after it happened, and I was like, told him exactly what I just said. But like as Mark's leaving, he's like, "Hey guys, I see you guys later." They're like, "No, Mark, we need 10 seconds of your time. We got to get this one shot." And he's like, "Nope, you can't stop me. I got momentum. I'm a juggernaut. And he just left the building, and everyone was just like dumbfounded. And I am on the floor laughing because I'm like,
they're like, did he really leave? Andrew's like, yep.
I was like, he's gone. Like, what do you mean? I'm like that. And I text him right away. I'm like, that's my favorite thing that's happened here. And he just responded, there's a time and a place for everything.
No, it's so funny that you mentioned that, like just walking away, because I've seen you do that before. I'm just be like, oh, he's just cool. It's just like he just does that
He's
shit.
a juggernaut.
I think everybody, I think everyone thinks I'm just like absent-minded, that I just randomly like stop, like I just shut down. My brain shuts down and I just walk away.
Yeah. So
I'm like, something happens in my head. There's like an alarm that goes off. Like, I need to get out of here.
yeah. So we got to
It's
get
like a fire, you know?
we got to design a shirt of Mark and like the juggernaut like helmet. Just like, I
Honestly,
got
that'd be
momentum.
great.
You can't stop me. So that's where that came from.
Oh man,
God.
too much fun. Sometimes you got to go to the beat of your own drum, right?